Hmm.
Right. Good morning. So today is the
Good
buffet.
morning.
Yeah. So um I'll just I'll just say this first, and then you get that floor. So illuminating our deepest need, a sense of home and the family we come from and the family we're creating. Imagine that would be the statement I wrote preparing for my meditation at 7 a.m.
Wow.
And then you quickly shifted the kitchen table for us this morning. And here we are. So, good morning,
Yeah.
Katie. What's going on?
Good morning. Well, it's like official of like closing a big chapter of my life. And I actually crossed my T and it's official.
Oh,
So a big part of my life has been, it's kind of like wrapped up now. It's been a year of this and it's kind of officially wrapped up. And I'm reminding myself that two things can be true at once, that
mm,
there's that sense of relief. It's like that opportunity for new doorways to open, and then it's also bringing that grief and sadness because it is now closed, and it has really changed some relationship dynamics that now I'm just working through that and whatever comes up along the way. So
mm.
it's huge. It's like before I could only keep like in focus of like one thing.
Right.
It's like alls I could focus on, and not labeling it like positive negative, but I could only focus on like the positive. I could never go into the actual emotions. You could only focus on like business transactions and not actually diving into the emotional side of it and what it actually brings up when there are big changes that happen in life.
Right. The fractals.
Yes.
Ooh.
So now I'm like, okay, there's like a business side, but then there's also like I'm a human and
Yes.
I have feelings too.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
Mm. I know. I was just trying to find my footing. Like, where can I stand? Can I go here? No, I can't. Can I ask this question? No, I can't. Well, here we are. Why?
Yeah.
Because we're respectful, but at the same time, I really enjoy how you just said that because, oh, there has been some fast changes in the last week as well.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, like I caught myself stuttering a few times and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is her. And I gave her space to stutter through it.
Yeah.
Right? Because we were sharing, well, we were. I often, and it's sometimes I do that. When you say there's two things can be true at once, it's very true.
Hmm.
But sometimes I feel like the integration of healing has to allow both senses of some form of you to be in the experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I had a beautiful experience yesterday with a very, very, very special soul. It felt like such an honor to just listen to her express her needs to me. And my store is open, right? So, like, I don't close my store unless you're specifically requesting me to shut that door, lock it down so we can work. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're at the mercy of a flow of people, not
Hmm.
necessarily coming into my store as well, but the interactive space I'm in, there's more than just my business running. Like, there's three others and that door is constantly going. So there's a distraction there. And it sometimes takes us out of or it triggers us back into. So it's like I'm constantly having to not just also remind me, but there's a space for all of this. There's a space for all of this. And sometimes giving yourself that
Hmm.
honor in the moment is where it has to be.
Yeah.
But I do quickly, like the door is open. So like so that's an interesting statement to turn into, like if you don't mind. The
Yeah.
door the door is open.
Hmm.
What's that mean to you?
just like you were sharing at the beginning, it's kind of like opening that door to what can I create with my family in front of me. And
Mm,
I will say it's been a lot of kind of like not being super present, having a lot kind of going on internally to it's like getting back to creating with what's right in front of me. And there was a moment with my children that really pulled me out of that because I had like a hesitation. So it started raining and my children ran out and they started jumping on the trampoline right away. They're like, "This is awesome. This is the best day ever." And I honestly like hesitated. I'm like, I'm just gonna stand from inside and I'll film them having a great time. And I'm like, it was like that little nudge of like, you could join them. And I was like,
ah,
oh yeah, I can because like I joined them in their delight of just like, yeah, this is like the best day ever. And
mm,
alls it was is some rain. So it's like getting back to it's just like those are the those are the big moments. Going out and enjoying the rain. And that's where it's
mm.
just like I could have had that hesitation hold me, but yeah, there was just that little like almost like something tapped me on the back and said like, you get out there. And
Right.
it
And
just like
embrace it.
yeah, and I'm just like, wow, like how much I have been like sitting on the sidelines, like not joining them, not, relishing in their delight and simple pleasures over the small things because I've been too caught in my own internal space. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like this is what I have been creating. So then I join them and I'm like, yeah, this really is the best time ever.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I will say when it rains in Ontario, it's still warm outside.
I
Like you're
know.
not you're
Right.
not shivering and freezing and I'm
Right.
like this actually feels refreshing.
Aw. What I love is that
Yeah.
your words are matching what you're allowing your being to experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're in creation mode.
Hmm.
And it's worth it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what we learn about ourselves along the journey and giving ourselves grace when we unintentionally find ourselves in the reflection of something that we thought we had moved past.
Hmm.
I said that
Yeah.
really nice, actually. I kind of like
Yeah.
yeah, because, you know, I don't know if my human needs to feel gobsmacked, but I think so. Like, I remind myself again, like, you're in service, you're in session, and there's that part of you that's the business, the professional, right?
Hmm.
Like, I get what you're meaning there. The two things can be true at once. You can have a
Yeah.
business professional relationship with someone but not interact with them past that.
Yeah.
And that's what's called respecting your needs. And it's a boundary for some of us, right? Like it
Hmm.
has to be in the line of work. I do limits to some degree where I'm willing to be seen, what interactions I'm willing to be a part of, and who gets to experience me. Like there's a lot of moving parts to that. But I found my human gobsmacked yesterday. And I'm still sitting here like, how many times do you need that? Like, how many times do you
Yeah.
actually need this mirror in front of you to either recognize
Mm.
something in you still? Or is this, of course, it's both sides of the experience's opportunity to heal. Any interaction
Right.
reflects some. But I had a beautiful lady in my store yesterday, so I'm going to reference how she said it to me because I just giggled. She's like, "Am I wrong?" I'm like, "I don't really believe in that." But if I go any further, this is now I'm going to shut my store down because it's going to get too deep real quick, and you may not like that. Because everyone says, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, I try to talk to everyone on the street that I run into. I said, me too. Hello, smile, goodbye, whatever it might be, right? Just some form of connection to acknowledge, hey, there's another human walking down the street. And it's easy for me in downtown Peace River sometimes in the morning because, like, there's nobody walking or there's just one or two. But I mean, where your neck of the woods is, there might be thousands at 9 a.m. I don't
Yeah.
know. But she said she ran into another gentleman walking their dog. And of course, we always reference a dog, right? Like we always look at
Yeah.
the dog and smile at the dog. Can we pet the dog? Some of us might
Yeah,
do
all
that
the
phrase,
time.
right? Or you may have children that are already on top of that dog, right? But this gentleman made like a really crude statement back at her interaction about the dog. Oh, your dog looks so nice. Like referenced it like that, whatever, it doesn't matter. And his response was very negative, very demeaning, very not kind. Clearly his energy. However,
Yeah.
she says to me, I mean, I could have took it in a direction, got all, but I reminded myself in that breath, that is me. I need to sip a bit of coffee for that one. Mm-hmm. And it was a nice way for me to snap out of I might swear, I apologize. Oh, I was fucking bitchy about something yesterday. I was. Like, it was eating me. And I kept saying to myself, like, you need to drop this now. You need to, whatever this is. I kind of know what it is, but I'm just like, you know what? Respect what you're doing. Respect your range, right? This woman, she said it in such a way that it reminded me, yeah, we are all just walking each other home. We are all mirrors to one another to some degree and some reflection, some light. So I'm going to honor this and I'm going to love this for me. And I'm going to share my light if invited to, if requested to. Otherwise, I'm going back to what my beautiful friend said. Two things can be true at once. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to treat me with love and kindness and keep growing myself, my business, my space. And I'm going to lead with that light because that light brought that lady in. And she is amazing. Like she cried. This was her fourth visit to the store. I don't close the store when she's there. It's never been a session. Never. Until yesterday. And she's like, I was doing my work. She's in similar work as me. And I was calling for you. And I'm like, that would make sense to me. And I believe that. People might not talk to me after this one. I know that if I place your name in my mind, in my heart, you're going to feel that heartbeat. You're going to feel some pulse. You're going to feel something. Mm-hmm. And I believe in that power. Yeah. So I am like, woohoo, I have met one of me, the lovely. Come and hang out. Yeah, like, and you get that, Katie. You get that. Yeah. Right?
Totally.
And she excited me too. I said, well, I'm offering a dream constellation in August. Well, I'm there, she said. And I'm like, cool. Okay. So, I know that you and I laugh and we smile and we make it sound like fun because it is. Like, what you sent me on Instagram, come on.
Oh, I know, that was so good.
This child is so brave. I don't know if I can do that. It's a zip line, but yeah, I don't know. I got chills just thinking about doing that. Right? Like I should challenge myself, but or feel the tap on the shoulder. I need to live more life. It's amazing to me. I was outside surveying the back 40, like the acreage I'm on. And I said to myself this morning, you need to live again. You need to start living more. So it's interesting that you had to have a little nudge to go out and enjoy the rain. Yeah. The nourishment, that energy, that water energy. Yeah. 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 So where does it take us now?
Yeah, it's just like reminding, and like I know I'll be like grounding back into that experience, like look what was created from having that nudge and stepping out. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, where else can I do that? When else can I do that? When those opportunities arise, just it's like do it. Don't have to, second guess, and just like remember that nudge and go for it.
And nature abhors a vacuum, so we know that what we release to feel
Hmm.
that experience is simply being present to the moment,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
And then we have to see the stuttering inner child all of a sudden, like, are you sure you know? Like, are you sure you know what you're saying here? Like,
Yeah.
you better not talk like this, right? Yeah, whatever. They're
Yeah.
words. They can be corrected, right? Because we can educate. There's no need to
Yeah.
belittle people. Like I am. Oh, I get really hot under the collar when I see that, or when you're judged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I have. I struggle in that too. Like, and it's not that I say anything per se, because again, I have to watch how I show up in an experience. I do.
Hmm.
I want to be mindful and I want to be respectful, but sometimes the human in me gets really protective and forgets that part. and and then I go into like this, what are you doing kind of experience. And I found that I did that with myself yesterday, actually. So I'm just
Mm.
going to note that. I'm going to go. Right. And just like that, the slate's wiped clean. I know what that is. That's like, okay, what's the next chapter? What does that look like for us?
Yeah.
Because that space that we opened ourselves up to feel that love, that we perhaps the joy, the fun, the laughter, the kind, the da 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 da, needs to be reminded it's safe to be that present for it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Being present for my life makes me want to cry because you realize how much you had to you unconsciously consciously chose to remove yourself, and we use
Yeah.
that autopilot, right?
Hmm.
Self-sabotage is a big thing,
Yeah.
form of protection, but it keeps you from experiencing all your dreams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I love the statement being present for my life. Like, yeah.
Right? Like, join me in a sound bath, people. You want to get present? Come on
Yeah.
down, right? They're amazing. And that's not bragging.
Yeah.
I had a lady ask me, like, did you practice for this? I'm like, no, no, it's channeled. All of it. Start to finish. It's never the same.
Mm.
And so when women are saying to me, I felt like I went somewhere, I believe you. Hope it was fun. It must have been, you were snoring. I was, absolutely. That means I did my job.
Best nap of your life, right?
But I felt like I was awake because you were. And to be able to feel that freedom in their body, but still have a delightful experience in their consciousness, why wouldn't you want to hang out with me every day? Come on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
60 minutes, then we can have tea. My day
Talk
is just perfect.
talk about the places you traveled to while you were
Right?
in your sound bath. And
Right. Yeah, that's always
yeah.
fun to hear the dimensionals that they may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not for everyone, and I know that, but it could be. Just saying. However,
Mhm.
I had to let go of a lot of things in my experience to be able to do this. And that's where I had to learn how to be present for me. Because
Mhm.
living in autopilot, yeah, it's easier, I suppose, but is it? Is it really? I don't think so.
It takes a lot of energy to live like that.
Right? And you're really
Yeah.
mean to yourself some days because
Oh
you're
yeah.
just unintentionally repeating or intentionally, however language you need it to
Yeah.
be. Because, the fear is so strong to keep you there that it outweighs the dream that you may have
Mhm.
to be the expression that we all know you could be.
Yeah.
Sharing your light is like the purpose, however that might look for you. I said this to a client. He referenced a job as not having the purpose feeling, he said. Like, I
Hmm.
get that.
Yeah.
It's just a title, it's a label, and it's a perspective. And the word perspective got him. I said, at the end of the day, your heart doesn't ask you, it still loves you. So this label is external. Let's bring it back home to your heart. How do you want to feel at the end of the day? Safe. Then it does not matter if you're working at a little restaurant on the corner or in a big office downtown Calgary. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
If you feel safe and you love yourself, let's talk about what you did today instead of judge what you did today.
Yeah.
I don't know how to not. I know, because this is your conditioning, my friends. So let's unravel all that. I don't feel safe unless I'm beating my brain up with thoughts of this, that, this, that, this, that.
Yeah.
And then for me to try and intercept a kind thought in between that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
I
Once
have to buy and sell the
once
idea a few times.
once those thoughts get rolling, it is so true. It's hard to get anything in there sometimes.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And
because you're on that autopilot of just going through your thoughts like you always do. I
yeah.
mean, I can definitely relate just with like the judgment and the criticism and keeps going. And then yeah, somebody tries to like,
Well,
just
it
nudge
feels,
in there, whisper
yeah.
something to you, and you're still just like going. And then it takes a while for that hamster wheel to slow down to be like, oh yeah,
And we need that hamster wheel to slow down for you to be aware that you are doing
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
100%.
working in my practice, in my sessions, 80% of the clients say that. For some reason, I just feel so safe here. And they just look around. And it's such an irony knowing what took place there, right? Not in previous business, just like
Mhm.
the break in is what I mean. So don't,
Yeah,
and not, of course, I'm not telling everybody that, even though people are going to watch this.
yeah,
But it's not a conversation I have at my store ever.
mm,
It doesn't get talked about ever. If you question it, yeah, it happened, but it's done.
mhm,
It's not it's not for public knowledge anymore.
yeah,
Not really ever was, but anyway. So, safety, root chakra. That was a big theme last week.
yeah.
Big theme last week.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was.
It was. I can't remember. I'm like, wow, Rach. Like it just quickly rolls out of you now because I've worked at it so much that, and we teach what we need to heal. Like we know this. And so the power of seven, my chakra course, right? I had a lady ask about it. So I sent her it, the first PDF. Like, this is what it would look like. This is what we're going to do. She's like, wow, I have a lot of questions.
Mm,
Because if we're not aware, we don't question the patterns we honor each day in. We need to attend some sort of moment where it gives us that opportunity to stop. Whoa, where's my
mm.
internet? Did it cut off? I hope not.
It did, yeah.
Oh, where was I?
Although I don't know if it was me or
And I hope I didn't look like a lunatic or something, right? Like frozen, like an ice age figure.
you were like this. Your hands were up and you were like,
Perfect.
yeah, there you
Perfect.
go.
Right? What am I teaching with those hands?
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, because we froze, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm now
mm,
annoyed with that. See what happens? The human in me is like,
yeah,
what? I had something to say. Where did it go? Exactly. Maybe the
yeah.
internet needed to freeze it.
Mm.
Anyway, but safety, that's what was the theme was. The third, our, not our third. Why is the number 3 showing up?
Hmm.
Hmm. I gotta write that down. 3. Root chakra. It was a big thing last week, right?
Hmm.
It brought up a lot of questions. And I'm like, yeah, it would have.
Yeah.
Because you begin to question, how am I creating safety in my life? And at what cost?
Yeah.
That's my biggest takeaway from that one section of that course is, what is the cost of that safety? I pitched ringing in my left ear.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great day. A great day.
It's
Hey, did
just like
you?
ed
Sorry. What? Sorry.
education and like knowledge is like power. Like that's I ask myself a lot of questions, or I do when somebody's speaking to me, like I ask further questions because it's just like I know nothing about this. What more can I learn? So then it's like you can bring that into yourself. So talking about safety, I know that was kind of a theme in my session last week. And it's just like, yeah, the more education I can have, the more knowledge I can have, like then I can start taking back my power because I'm making my own choices, you know, um, questioning things myself instead of like, well, this is just how it's always been.
Right, because we weren't aware we gave our power away.
That's right.
Because that was the blueprint, the
Yeah.
foundational print that we, all of us humans, every one of us on the planet,
Yeah.
we, for lack of a better word, I'll find one right now, actually. Hang on. When we bump into furniture, I'll
Hmm.
hold Michael Lennox's language because I love him dearly. Um, I must talk about him almost every session. I must. Him or Yasmin, one of the two. Anyway, when we bump into that furniture, that creates the heat, the friction that's sharing with us, like, hey, there's something here for you to look at.
Hmm.
And how much is that sofa costing you? Did you put it on a layaway? The never, never plan. When they say 0%, they're fucking lying.
Oh, yeah.
I should
Just gets you
have.
in the door.
Oh, fuck yeah. Droves of them.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, but yeah, beautiful, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's that door.
Yeah.
How many locks did we have on it?
A lot.
Right.
It was the locker combination that you could never remember the code for.
Oh, okay. It's great that energy can alchemize that shit. Yeah. It's great though. This is what I love.
Yeah.
I put a Facebook post up. I look at I'm just like shake my head at my social media presence. Last night I go to bed around like 7:30 early because I'm tired. And I'm scrolling Facebook and I don't know why I did this. This is something. I hit my followers button. I've never done that before, which is so embarrassing to admit because I just don't. I'm not using social media for the reasons that maybe others. I'm
Yeah.
there, take it, leave it. I'd rather talk to you in person things. It's just the way I am. And I noticed someone was trying to what do you call that? Hack my I don't want to use the word hack, but they must. I don't know what they've done. This is why I'm kind of like, what is happening? They had my picture and called me a different
Oh,
type of reader, and I
okay.
saw
Yeah.
that, and so I tapped on it. I screenshotted it because I like it was a name that I'm like, what is this? And it's completely disappeared now.
Oh. Yeah.
And I went in, logged out, changed everything, my passwords, everything again, logged back in. It's not there, but I'm like, okay, Rach. I didn't freak out. Normally I would have went into like absolute panic fucking mode and lost all credibility, had a big cry, quit everything, because that's a big fear of mine.
Hmm.
I don't like that. I don't feel you need to be me.
Yeah.
Like you may not like it. However, I was like, wait a minute. There is a lot of things from the past showing up in my experience in the last 72 hours, give or take a day. Like legit. And I am sitting here like, okay, I'm laying there last night. I'm like, okay, so this person showed back up. This is now here. What is it about these pieces of fear in you? You're my words, right? That
Hmm.
you're ready to release.
Hmm.
I have an interaction with an energy that reminds me very, very much of my mother. And I chose to continue a conversation because I wanted to feel something. I wanted to see what's happening. Why am I unconsciously maybe desiring this? And I don't look happy because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe in this conversation anymore. Never really did. But here's the thing. I'm so unconscious to my not feeling safe in a conversation that I've made it so unconscious to me to some degree that it would take such a high awareness of consciousness to bring that, which that's healing. Like
Right.
I'm not
Hmm.
special, right? I'm just doing what I need. But I'm reflecting upon that based on seeing my picture with someone else's name trying to take over my Facebook account. And I'm like, okay, so I handled that so different. And then that awareness came to me after. I just went in, changed my passwords, and I'm like, I'm done. What else can I do? Nothing.
Right.
Social media. Um,
Hmm.
However, as I reflect upon that ability to not get rocked off my boat, bumped into any furniture, crash into the, TV that's on the wall, whatever. It was so subtle, Katie. It's that on and off switch that I felt like. Am I on or am I off with you today?
Hmm.
That kind of feeling.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. So I attracted this, brought this to me. Remember what my beautiful new friend said? Joaquin,
Yeah.
we're all just mirrors of one another. Okay, so I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, the mirror that I used to see the reflection of me through is shattering with you
Mm.
because I no longer need
Dang.
to resonate with an on and off switch because I'm fucking on.
Wow.
Mike dropped that.
Yeah.
And right?
Dang.
Like two things can be true at once.
Yeah.
I can just be me, but I know that I can protect me because you're not doing the work and the awareness level that is needed in order for me to have a very safe conversation. That's not a dig. That's not ego. That is the absolute truth. Come and swim with me in the deep end. That's where my conversations happen.
Wow. Yeah. Dang.
I also I know I thank the coach that I work with. Like she is the only energy on the planet that can carve into me and I will still be able to look her in the eye after. I
Mhm.
love her for that because she saw me. She was, yeah, one of the first souls to see me. So I respect that. She didn't shun,
Hmm.
she didn't look away, she wasn't, you know? Oh, my stomach just gurgled.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's energy moving. So, what do you think of that, my girl?
that's beautiful.
Right. I know that the best will unfold for me.
Yeah.
And, I've had a few clients say to me, whoa, you're intense. Not meanly, though, right? Like, they're not
Mhm.
saying that I'm mean or hurting them or anything like that, but they hold the table and, like, that's intense. Yeah, because I'm a projector. We don't talk about that often.
No.
And when clients are like, "What does that mean?" Oh, you should Google that. You should, because I make it short and sweet. My energy goes in, I scan, I'm out.
Hmm.
I don't need to stay. You can do the work.
Yeah.
Let's create your aha moment. Let's enjoy the beauty of your awareness together, because that's the gift of my work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, it's the experience that we create within that safety, that foundation that you're building brick by brick, breath by breath, session by session, however you want to,
Hmm.
for you to be able to say, hey, this is my door and I'm opening it the way I want to. I'm going to close that door when I want to, because this is the home, this is the structure, and this is the family experience I'm creating. If we go back to the start, sorry, did I lose you? Did it freeze?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, I apologize. I don't know where I was, and I'm not going back to find it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where was it?
Um,
I don't know.
talking about like unfolding what you can create.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the door. You removed all the furniture that was in front of the door
Yeah.
or behind it, whatever side you need to be on.
Hmm.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled my card because the ringing.
Hmm.
Mutable moon. You did go get this deck of cards.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, great. So you'll pull one today too.
Hmm.
And then you'll let me know what you pulled.
Ooh.
And that'll be so much fun to talk about. So I love safety. I love the fact that we can embrace our root chakra, and I love the fact that your door is now fully open for you to walk freely as
Yeah.
kids. What a blessing and what a gift for us on this earth to have you.
Yeah. I'm like actually looking forward to it.
I am too, to see
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
walk of the walk and the talk of the talk. Feel that vibration from Ontario,
Yeah.
right? Proud of you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You as well.